Box number one, doing planning for yourself or for your declining parents, helping them. They're okay now, but they want to get their ducks in a row. If you're here, you can fend for yourself. Exactly where you are is a matter of degree. You may be going along perfectly and just thinking, I put this off long enough. I just need to do something. Maybe 60 plus, perfect physical condition, cognitive health, or your health may have slipped or may have a little cognitive decline, but you can still make your own decisions. But you're able pretty well to fend for yourself. But things happen so fast. We just got news today of one of our friends that we thought was perfect health. She looked to be in perfect health, and she found out just a couple of days ago that's not the case. And so things can happen really quick. So I guess the lesson there for us is we can't and shouldn't take anything for granted. It's time to, if you can, still have the capacity to make decisions for yourself or your parents do. Don't take that for granted. Take actions while you still have the opportunity to do so. So concerns, if you box one concerns, like if you're fending for yourself and planning for yourself, maybe it's husband and wife at home. What if one of you die? What if it's you and your spouse, but something happens to one? How does the other one survive, manage money, manage care? Uh, how do they protect assets? If they have the opportunity to do maybe some things now to protect assets should they need long-term care in the future, but what do they do? How do they avoid family fights? How do they get things set up so it's like they want, but then also everybody in the family's okay with it, or at least understands it? Not be happy about it, but they understand it. And avoiding tax and probate, that's some big issues that people want to take care of. So some of the decisions you would make here at box number one, again, and we're going to talk about the TAP plan a little bit later on, some decisions you can make up front while you're able to. Who do you want making decisions for you if you're incapacitated down the road? It's amazing the number of people say, well, we've been married for 53 years and I know what he wants or I know what she wants. Yes, but if your spouse is incapacitated, you may not be able to make decisions for them if you don't have the proper paperwork in order. We see people every week, and we've been doing this for over 30 years, are just amazed at that, really, I can't do that? No. You got to have, proper powers of attorney, maybe trust, healthcare documents in place while you have the opportunity to do so. Who distributes your assets at death? Again, you don't want to leave that to chance. You want to say, a person you would trust to do that. Who do you want to receive your property or money at death? Years ago, we heard the saying, if you don't have a will, well, the state of Arkansas has one for you, and their will may not be the way your will, it may not go the way you'd want it to go. So wills of trust to say who you'd want it to go to, when you would want them to get it, how you'd want them to get it. Do you want to avoid probate or taxes? That's sort of a rhetorical question. Most people want to avoid probate, want to avoid taxes. But again, unless you've got a plan in place, it's not automatic. And what type of care do you want? Do you want to, like Cindy's mom was able to stay at home, wanted to remain at home, and with your help and with the help of some non-medical caregivers, was able to stay at home. But if you got a plan in place, it makes it a lot more likely to happen than if you just leave it to chance. And where do you want to be? At home, assisted living? Some people, when it gets to the point where they need a lot of care and they got a lot of caregivers coming in, they no longer want to be at home. This is a biggie, avoiding family conflicts. We see that, unfortunately, way too much, where the kids don't know, they were surprised, they don't think mom or dad would have really done that. A lot of times it's just a communication issue. Have you told your kids what the plan is? Do they understand? Whether they're happy about it or not, do they understand and understand why? So just talking to them may be important to reduce conflict and let them know what's going to happen in the future. It's particularly important to have a plan in place and reduce family conflict if it's a second marriage situation. If Dad's got kids by a prior spouse. Mom's got kids by prior marriage. Dad's got his money separately. Mom's got money separately. Unless there's a proper plan in place, in many cases, that's just an accident waiting to happen. Sometimes it works out well, fortunately, and sometimes it don't. We talk in the box number 1 matter about a 3-legged stool. Financial decisions, legal decisions, and personal decisions, they all need to be in place or the stool is going to fall. The financial decisions, this needs to be organized and set up properly. You need to talk with your financial attorney or your financial advisor and your attorney. If you can no longer call the shots, you need to have decided how will your money be used, who will make money decisions for you, and what assets are going to be sold, liquidated, or used first. If maybe you've got long-term care insurance, or maybe you don't, maybe you just plan to qualify for Medicaid, but some people are paying out of pocket. So, decisions need to be made. What assets are going to be used first to pay for my care if necessary? And if that is not the plan, well, then maybe a plan needs to be put in place to qualify for Medicaid to help pay. The legal decisions, this is another leg of the stool. If you can't make your own decisions, who's authorized to act on your behalf? What are they authorized to do specifically? What are they authorized to make? Legal decisions, healthcare decisions, financial decisions, and have you talked to them about it? Not only are they authorized on paper, but have you talked to them to let them know how you feel about this and what you want if you're incapacitated? And then the personal decisions, this is the 3rd leg of the stool. What in the future do you want if you become incapacitated? Where do you want to be? Where do you not want to be? This is important. And who do you want providing care? In this part here, we see so many people just gloss over this. Some people have, attorney does their legal documents, accountant does their taxes, financial advisor does their finances. But have you coordinated all of this? Has the attorney talked to the accountant or the financial advisor? Has all the big pieces of your plan, all your pieces, legs of this stool, do they work together or against each other? Sometimes, unless all of these things are organized where they work together, they actually work against each other. So that's an important part of the planning process, that the legal, the financial, and the personal all work together to get the result that you want. So I hope you get one thing from this presentation. Again, you can decide, or the government can decide for you. And the key is to put a plan in place to make sure you get the plan in the future that you want and you need, so that you can get the care you want. Getting started, there's 3 easy steps. Click on the link and we'll listen. You click a link to talk to one of our team members just to see if we can help you. And if so, they'll set a time for an attorney meeting, and we'll visit with you in person or by Zoom. This meeting will take an hour or less, and we'll give you the clarity that you need about your situation and answer any questions that you've got. And if we decide to proceed, we'll get started.